All right. So I'll render the other side of the plan similar to the way I did that. I have the E55 light camel is the color I'm using for my hardwood, which is this here. And you know, this is just like, initially it's just horizontal marker strokes. Just kind of filling it in. I'll come back later and do some more striping to suggest the different boards. But I think first I can just that. And so I've got an area carpet there. I'll just carefully do this. So if you know, sometimes when you're trying to fill in an area that's solid, you don't want that striping, but if you're doing a rendering like this with hardwood, then you should just let it stripe, because then it just starts to look just like the hardwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that's what I'm seeing. So that goes a long way to giving me my floor. I'm going to let that dry, and then I will come along, and I think I'll use this red for that chair. Give it a nice accent color, or just like a nice saturated red. Okay. And green for my plants. Wood colors. Make this a nice dark. There. Make that pillow dark also. This a little bigger. Okay. Don't necessarily love this as a carpet color, but maybe it's just like a first layer right here. So just gonna like keep the marker nib and down on the paper and just kind of scribble it around. So I'm just going to render this with, ignore the edge of the loft. So this one is,
When you do this, it makes it gives the texture to the rock.
yes. Yeah, this is, so if you scribble, so like scribbling like that, it does start to give it some texture. This marker, this is
Mm-hmm.
light suntan. It's starting to go dry a little bit. So it kind of helps in this case that it's like getting kind of splotchy.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually might have to slow down, and if I press a little harder and more deliberately, I can get it to fill this a little more solidly. I'll have to come back. And this has has some suggestion, like the texture from the inking. But there, yeah, that's so like there's a little bit of there was a puddle here that I don't really want. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. This is a glass top, since you can see the chair underneath it here. In which case, I want to show that um, I want to show the color of the carpet lighter. So I'll put some of that down on the trace and pick it up with the clear blender, which hopefully doesn't have another color on it. I think it might. Yeah, I need more. Right, so here's where you use your blender as a paintbrush. Oh no, yeah, this is not really picking it up the way I want it to. That's better. There we go. I see. I can do that. All right. So the clear blender didn't work great. So it's kind of okay that I was able to just go over it with the marker and leave it white around the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I think I'm ready. To go back with the floor color. Hey, Elliot. Elliot hears somebody else's voice and he's showing off.
He's curious.
He loves attention. Okay, so a little extra.
And what are you using right now?
What's that?
What color are you using right now?
This is E55 Light Camel.
So it's a second coat,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. It's a second.
And it
It's
makes it dark.
Yep. You have to let the first layer dry. Like give it a few minutes to start to dry out. And then if you just do another layer of the same color, it'll darken it. And I don't usually worry about drawing out the boards.
Yeah, that looks much more.
Yeah.
mm,
So it's
better
just
than-
yeah. So just the suggestion of it, and you can just always start lighter when you're doing it. If you have a dark floor, you might try like going with a lighter value color than you're actually using, or than you want that you want it to look like at the end, so that you've got some like that you're able to darken it. Okay. Now, so that flooring, so just yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as it looks like it's got like the hardwood with some variation in it. And just try not to, the boards are just like usually laid down kind of like, randomly, so you don't have to make it like, I don't have to do I wouldn't do the color, like the variation in the boards as a pattern. Okay. So here I'm going to, Elliot, come over here. Oh, he's like a little baby. What is it? So the second coat of this is not doing a lot. I might take a brown pencil and help it a little bit. So I would try to keep that, like what looks like a shadow here, thin. And if it's, you don't have to make it really like big and like here, like on the back of the cushion where it's right up against the back. I think I'll do some like right there. It's the windows right there. Yeah, sometimes it's like in this case, you could use a little bit of black pencil, but with a color that's like, I mean, it's not that dark of a color, so I might want to use. I put some brown there. And then go over it and kind of get it to darken that way. Yeah, that's better. So just kind of a faint shadow, or in some cases it could be like a sharper shadow like that. It's easy to overdo it, so be careful. There. And then for this table is, it's wood. I might do just a little suggestion of some grain. And then with the white pencil, it's like a highlight on the edge that's over, like closer to the window. This too. You can. That's good. There. Just a little bit. Don't do white over the black lines, do the white next to the black lines. That's good.
Yeah, it was great.
Then here, you might make it just a little darker in the corner. And the carpet here, let's see. Yeah, so if I want to do like some like stipple shading for some kind of pilly texture, or like to suggest the pile of the carpet, I think I'll just like come over there. This is the marker I used. I think anything a similar brown will work. I had the E55, and that was working fine. But if I can go back over it with the same one, maybe like a little shadow, like a really thin shadow down here, to show some of that there's a little bit of volume to the carpet. It's gonna dry. Yeah. Sometimes when you do the second layer, it's like it just kind of, when it dries, it just, you can't, it just sort of like blends in and you can't see any difference. So I'll take some brown pencil right next to the line like that. And then come back with a little bit of marker color. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. So I think I'm getting, this is getting close to being finished. Let's see, let's take the chisel nib, might allow me to go in and make the carpet look better. And of course, if you had a pattern on the carpet, you would have that drawn out. But that is, yeah, that's pretty good. And whatever this chair is, I'm not sure. I'm going to make it Oh, I need more contrast with the carpet. So here is a darker brown. There. That would be great right there.